It requires that certain state and local fees be approved by a supermajority or 2/3 vote. Fees include those that address adverse impacts on society or the environment caused by the fee payer's business.
Yes. This is an effort to extend to fees the requirements that already exist for raising a lot of local taxes or taxes at the state level. Let me try to give you a good example of how this would work. In Chula Vista recently, the City Council considered passing a fee requiring motorists who were to blame for a car accident to pay the cost of the emergency services that responded. If a fire truck or an ambulance responded, the motorists would have to pay those costs. It would be a new fee imposed by the City Council. Now, under this measure, if it is approved, the City Council would not be able to do this without a 2/3 vote of the citizens of Chula Vista.
And the bottom line here is, I mean, a lot of people see these fees as taxes, right? I mean, it's a roundabout way to slide a tax through.
Well, it's a game of semantics, whether it's a fee or a tax. It's something that you have to pay.
Yeah.
We have 9 state ballots, propositions that are on the ballot. What is your take on what California voters are going to do? I know you can't look into your crystal ball, but how are, as an electorate, we feeling right now?
Well, if you look at the polls, most of these are going to have real trouble getting passed. The voters are not in a mood for a lot of these things, but again, as you said earlier, Sandra, when the voters are unsure, when something is complicated, they just tend to vote no. And it's significant to note that all 9 of these were put on the ballot through the initiative process. That is, none of them went on the ballot by the legislature. These were all initiatives, private special interests, raised the money to gather the signatures and put these on the ballot. And that makes them suspect in the minds of a lot of voters.
It sure does. Yeah, I tell you. It's going to be interesting to see where these propositions go. I mean, you care to give us any predictions on what you think on what we're doing with Prop 19 especially?
Well,
how it's going to shake out?
It appears that public sentiment is moving against Prop 19. This is a measure that on its surface looks appealing. Okay, let's just legalize it. The war on drugs certainly has been a failure. So, but on closer inspection, I think people are probably going to reject this one.
Okay.
It'll be interesting. We'll all know in just a couple of weeks.
All right, thanks, Bob.
Thank you very much.
You.
And that covers our look at the statewide propositions that voters will be deciding on in only 12 days.
About a week from tonight, we hope you'll join us as we take a look at the most controversial local propositions on the ballot. Join us for Decision 2010, Proposition D and Proposition J.
Prop D, of course, is the proposed half-cent sales tax hike for the city of San Diego. Prop J is the annual parcel tax increase on homes and other types of land. That money would go to the San Diego Unified School Districts.
And we hope you'll join us next Thursday night at 9 for that.
And we thank you for joining us tonight. We hope we've helped you make some decisions in the upcoming general election.
The KUSI News at 10 is coming up next.